Just a minute. Preparing to live stream. Setting up the meeting for YouTube Live is what I'm watching. Anybody know where Joyce Peckman is, since this is her fault that we're live streaming?
No.
Maybe she likes live streaming so much she doesn't show
She
up.
could sign in though. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Okay, now I'm gonna close that because I don't need to hear myself talk.
do you
All
have
right.
like 2 minutes? Do you think, Betsy, do you think since Maria's here, maybe she could talk about the?
Well, I've already got the links all loaded up. I mean, if you
Okay,
want to talk
never mind,
about
never
it.
mind.
Sent her last night.
I was
Okay.
waiting for more people to get in the room. And
Never
since
mind.
this is a new time and
Never mind.
people might not all be here yet, I wanted to make sure I got as many people in the room as possible.
Got it.
But I will, but you can stay.
I got time.
So we're, if, like I said, if you're happy with the antiviral, one thing you want to do is make sure some criteria. One, what is it doing? Is it constantly scanning? Is it always looking to protect you? Does it set up firewalls? What are your settings on the firewalls? Even when you pay for these services, go into your settings and look and see, make your choices. It's like with all of this stuff that we look at in tech, we oftentimes have a hands-off approach. Oh, well, I bought it, I don't know what it does. Or, oh, I have Facebook, I don't know what the settings are. Oh, I didn't know I could protect myself this way. So, just tweaking settings so that things work better for you. As an example, with a firewall basically helps block you from things, okay? In simplest terms. And there are settings on the firewall of what you allow in and what you don't allow in. And that's something that you choose. So you want to make sure that the antiviral program that you have allows you to tweak it for your security risk. If we all worked in corporate America in IT or, some highly volatile industry where things are more at risk, we would probably want to make sure that we're at the highest possible protection. If we do a lot of online shopping, which I think we all do now, we want to make sure that we have protections in place for those kinds of things. But you can also make those protections so strict that it bogs down processes. It bogs down what's happening. You want to, I don't know, buy a new bird feeder real quick, and you're on the Home Depot app and you're like, okay, just send it to me, okay. And it's taking forever because you have so much security between you and the rest of the internet that now it's annoying and frustrating and not useful for you. It's a tool that should help you, not make your life more complicated. So you want to make sure that you use settings that are good for you. So if this is all like, what? Then open up your antiviral program, take a look at it, and see what it does for you and how you can adjust it for yourself. All right, so we looked at the Malwarebytes, and now we're going to look at, go ahead, question, Andy?
I'm on their website, Malwarebytes, but I didn't get that program that you got.
No, you get it. So I got it because Linda shared it with me, that link.
Okay.
And it comes, and Linda shares the newsletter because she's a subscriber. Linda shares the newsletter with me. And so in that newsletter is where that link shows up. It's for their customers, but I can use it. You saw, I can use it. So
yeah.
So I'm going to share the link with you so that you can also check it out.
Okay. All right.
But great question. Great question. All right, let's go ahead and share the screen and look at the other one. This one is Have I Been Pawned? And I found out today the reason why it's because the word was originally owned, and P and O are right next to each other. And so computer geeky people have senses of humor, and so rather than owned, they called it pawned. So anyway, similar type of thing. I'm going to put in a different email address. I'm going to put in my Yahoo one because we haven't looked at that one. Whoops, yahoo.com. And let's see if that one's been in many breaches. Oh, I'm sure there has been. Oh, only 5. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so then it's going to tell you, here's an ad, start using 1password.com. This is a free thing, right? So they're going to get their money from somewhere. So they're telling you how to do it and what you should do. You don't have to use that one. LinkedIn had a breach in 2016. There's that stupid MyFitnessPal one again. Trick Spam Botnet. That's a spam list. Command and Control. Huh. Email addresses of 43 million people. That's a fair amount. Discovered the exposed Russian server. Believe the list of addresses was used to distribute malware. Okay, so here we go. Why have an antiviral program? Because when stuff gets distributed this way, like malware, your antiviral program protects you. All right, verifications, data breach without a password, 763 million unique email addresses. Wow, that's a lot. 763 million. No passwords were included. Okay, so that's not a big deal. And there's our little words with friend data breach. And 173 million. So that's not nearly as many as the other one. This is email addresses, passwords, phone numbers, and usernames. So, and then here's some news about breaches, which is kind of a good thing to just kind of look at. What kind of breaches have happened? If you look down the list, none of these mean anything to me, but they might mean something to you, or these might be what's a combo kind of list. All right, on this side, we've got Facebook. We all know who that is. MySpace, nobody has MySpace anymore. But it was breached, so these were large ones at the time. That would have been quite a while ago. Collection 1, don't know what that is. Exploit, don't know what that is. River City Media Spam List, don't know what that is. That's a good thing I don't know what that is. I wasn't in those. Here's one that's a combo list. So as people collect information, as people steal information, we'll just call it what it is. As they steal information, then they are selling it, right? And what they're doing is they're putting lists all together so that it's much more valuable. You know, if I steal one bracelet, that's not got a lot of value. If I steal a bank vault full of bracelets, that's got a lot of value. So the more the merrier in terms of making money with our data. Jackie, did you have your hand up? Okay. So what we want to make sure that we do is have it taken care of by a professional, takes the stress off of us. Doesn't mean we shouldn't pay attention when breaches happen. And so that's kind of how I look at my job. Like when one comes across right away, I'm going to make sure and tell you all about it because I want to make sure that you change that password right away. The AT&T breach that happened a month or so ago, I sent out a special email at a different time to all of you so that you could hop right on it if you had an AT&T account. The number one thing you can do in that moment is change your password, right? Even if you have antiviral protection, that doesn't mean anything because it wasn't you that was hacked in an AT&T breach. But it does prevent people from who then have your information from coming in and assaulting your data that way. All right. Any questions about that? We're off the scary part now. Terry?
Yes, where did you start this whole, like what happened first in series of things, because how do you know that you trust now the people that you're paying money to trust? Is that very
So
cynical?
that's a good question. That's a very good question. Do you trust your doctor?
Yeah,
Okay, why?
because she was trained to do the work and I like her.
Okay.
She did a good job.
Exactly. It's the exact same thing. You know, when you and so what I do when I send out when I send you what I'm going to send you about this topic, it's going to be a link from not me. I didn't create the list, but it's going to be from some professionals that I trust, sources on the internet of who review this stuff all the time, who make it their job to report on what's good, what's not good. So I look at some trusted
Oh,
sources.
good. Oh, good. Okay. So this does go to the short line trail from here. Okay.
Ah, Carol, I figured
That's
out
what
who
I
that was. Okay, I muted her. So I'm gonna find lists of the top recommended antiviral programs. You may not have one of those right now, but you might have like oh, I paid for a year with this thing that I'm with. And so you stick out that year, but then you keep it in mind, you know, if you have automatic renewal, you might want to stop that automatic renewal because you might find something better, because companies do get better, right? They get better at what they do, or they don't get better. And so you might want to consider changing, or you might go, oh, I got a really good one, I'm sticking with this. Case in point, I've had WebRoot for probably over 12 years. And it was recommended to me by my tech guy, local guy who would do hardware stuff on my computers. And he recommended WebRoot. Well, I have found that every time there's a major breach, WebRoot doesn't tell me about it. So I want a company that's going to stay on top of things. So I contacted him. I'm like, you're not going to tell me about the AT&T breach? Well, that's not our job. Okay, then I don't want you to be my company anymore, because I want you to take care of me in all ways of protection with this, because the number one thing I can do is change my password. And if I don't know it's been breached and you're in tech security, I'm thinking you should have told me so I can change my password and protect myself. You didn't. Sadly, I have a 2-year contract. So I have one more year. I have until next spring with them. And so I can't get rid of them right now. I mean, I could, but I've already paid for it. So, but I am going to switch companies because I'm not happy with the job they're doing. I want a company that's going to defend my stuff and let me know when I need to take action by
Yeah.
changing passwords.
See?
Jerry.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
That's-
pointing out where we could see. Where they
No,
could see
Jerry
my-
has his hand up.
Jerry.
Betsy, are you in a position to recommend an antiviral company now, or are you gonna wait until the next class?
No, I'm actually going to send you a link. I'll do the research today. I'll come up. I won't recommend a specific one. What I will do is give you a curated list from trusted sources so that you can look and see, because it's a personal choice because of what your specific needs are. As I was saying, you know, if we worked in corporate America and we had, you know, trade secrets we had to protect, we'd want one level of thing. If we are who we are and just do what we do, we need another level of thing. Jackie made a comment. She said it's probably too technical for me, the one that she got. And so maybe so, you know, I don't know. I haven't looked into that one at all. Maybe it is too technical for her, but if it's doing the job, so be it. Let it do its job, right? But I'll send you out a list of what people who know way more about this thing than I do recommend. Good question. All right, so we've looked at Have We Been Pwned, and we've looked at the Malwarebytes security, threat security. Just know those are out there. I'm going to send you those links so you can also check for yourself. The number one thing, when you check yourself, you put your emails in and check those. If you show up as, you know, having been exposed, What's the number one thing you're going to do right now today? Jackie was muted. She probably had the right answer.
Change your password.
Change your password. Thank you, Amy. You're going to change your password for that specific account. So if you have a LinkedIn account and you haven't changed your password since you created your LinkedIn account, do that. We've talked many times about changing your passwords as often as you change the batteries in your smoke alarms. Sadly, now they've gone to batteries that don't need to be changed in the smoke alarms. They last
I
for
thought it
10
when they-
years or something.
I thought it was
So
when they
that takes
changed time.
that takes away my analogy. So when they change the time, yes.
Yeah.
You should change passwords at least twice a year, but now we have a gazillion passwords, right? How do you do that? Well, if you're using a password manager, then you have that password manager tell you, do a security check on the password manager, and it will say you have so-and-so similar passwords. I don't anymore, so I can't show you. I can't, it's not going to come up that way. But if I went to my husband's, it would say, you have this many passwords that are exactly the same. That's a big no-no. Because if they get one, then they're in all those accounts, right? You saw how many breaches my username is in. My username is my email address. So changing your password, you don't have to change your username. It's all out there as much as any information about us is out there. But if you change that password right now, great. Then you've taken care of that immediate threat. And like I said, when you're sitting in doctor's offices or next time you go on a website or something that requires a password, go ahead and make it a complicated password. Go ahead and use a password manager. The number one recommended thing. All right. Saying that, we are going to go and look at, let me cancel that a minute. We're going to look at another security thing that I got. And this was, where is it? Oh, I thought I pulled it up already. I must have opened something else up. All right, let's go here. Sorry, I'm totally talking to myself. And your passport to a secure summer. So this is from
Yeah.
You can see me.
Yeah. look at
AAA.
you. Look,
Is
you
that
see-
Ruth?
Yeah, it is Bruce.
Is that Betsy?
Yeah,
What do you want in your coffee?
I need my coffee, Ruth.
a muffin. No, what is this? Bring her a sandwich.
So
Coffee.
good to see you. You look great.
Thank you.
Sam,
Thank you.
I'm
join
sorry
us.
for this commercial break. I haven't seen that dear lady in quite some time.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry I keep getting kicked out and yeah. That's okay. No worries, Carol. It happens that way. All right, we're going to go ahead and share the screen and look at, so I am a AAA member, and with AAA, I have something called Protect My ID. Very similar to the thing that Carlene uses, because it does use Experian as its partner. And with AAA, it doesn't cost very much. And so I get an email couple times a month that says, we haven't found any breaches with your stuff in it. It's not those wording, but basically that's what it is. And then it says, be proactive about keeping your identity safe. Now, I expect this email. I sent this one to myself. So this is from my other account, but I can see, where is this coming from? This is coming from an update from AAA protectmyid.com. So I know this is true. So I could click on it if I want, but we've spent enough time on this. We're not going down that security hole, that rabbit hole. What I wanted to do was show you 3 simple ways to protect yourself while traveling. Okay. If you lose your cards, take advantage of lost wallet protection. Add your cards in your wallet vault. Okay, what they're talking about is a digital wallet, just like we talked about last week with the Google Wallet or the Apple Pay, Apple Wallet. Getting your cards in digital, much safer than using a plastic card that somebody can physically steal when they steal your purse or wallet. Next thing, be mindful on social media. Do not post your travel details while you're on your trip. It's really important because if you live in an area where people can target you, not only can cybercrime criminals target you, but actual people can break into your house because they go, oh, look, she's in Maine now. Not going to be around, even though I have the little timer on my living room light, so it looks like somebody's home in the evening and there's a car in the carport. Don't post. Don't post. There are people who that's just their gig. They watch when people are going on vacation. Post all the pictures you want after vacation. And then the last one, this is real important. We've talked about it before. Avoid using public Wi-Fi. You don't have to be on vacation to be mindful of this. It's convenient, but it does pose a significant risk. Use a VPN, a virtual private network, to keep your information safe and private. So what does that mean? When we say that you are at risk, oh, I'll wait till I get to my hotel room. No, people have devices where they actually walk up and down hotel hallways and get information that way. Okay. So they've trying to crack down on those folks, but getting into your hotel room and using the free Wi-Fi that we give you. Here's your password. It's your room number or whatever. Sometimes it's all the same password. Sometimes it's Hilton 2024. Everybody has that password. That's not secure because anybody else staying in that hotel has that same password. So you want to make sure that you're not doing that. Now, turn off Wi-Fi on your phone. Okay, if you're at a hotel or somewhere in public Wi-Fi, turn off the Wi-Fi in your settings and use your cellular instead. Cellular is a digital footprint that is unique to your device and goes directly to the tower, not using an open Wi-Fi network that is easy for everyone to tap into. People who know way more about it and who can explain it better than I can, that'll be an advanced tech class when they find a teacher for that. I'm just going to say that don't use public Wi-Fi. Use your cell phone or virtual private network. What is that? VPN. I just joined. I just got one. I joined because it was a discount through something else I saw. Yes, I did all my research on which ones. There's many out there, and they all cost. And if you travel a lot, or if you use your devices in public places a lot, then maybe you should do that. Think about it, consider it. The one I got is I think it's like $205 a month. With tax, it ended up being $50 for 2 years. I'm happy with that. $50 to protect myself because I am on Wi-Fi a lot. And so if I can go to my virtual private network, that protects me 100% because nobody can track me while I'm on this private network. We'll talk about it some more. I'm just started playing with it a little bit. Basically, once I paid them, then I got to download it, and it's an app. So I click on the app right there. It says I'm not connected. And if I tap this big button, now I'm connected. And where am I connected? I'm connected in Las Vegas. I'm not even here. Don't know how that works. You see it on TV all the time. When I want to disconnect, I just turn it off. When you're watching the tech gal saving the day by finding the criminal, which coffee shop are they actually in? Oh, I don't know, because it's pinging all over the world and they show you this map and it's like, it's in China, it's in Russia, it's in Belarus, it's in the Philippines. We don't know where they are. That's what a VPN is. It keeps changing where you are so that you can't be found. It's kind of like when you go snorkeling and this is a bad analogy, but anybody but Denise will agree with me on this one. You don't have to be the fastest swimmer if there's sharks in the water. You just have to be faster than the other guy. And I don't believe that about sharks at all. I know sharks aren't out to get us, but is it Shark Week? But so that's basically it, is that a VPN is going to protect you from being able to be grabbed by while you're online, because it's a private tunnel that you get to travel through on the internet on the information highway. I'll send more information about VPNs as well.
Betsy, I have a question on that.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you have a VPN and you're traveling and you're using one of your maps applications, how does the maps know where you are?
It has nothing to do with that. All this is doing is allowing you, so let me go ahead. I had already turned it off. I'm going to turn it back on. Says I'm in Las Vegas. Now I'm going to go to maps and we're going to look and see, where am I? There I am, right at my house.
Okay, good. Thanks.
VPNs. It's a great question though. It's a great question. VPNs are about, where is your digital footprint coming from and going to, and how is it getting there?
So it has
Versus-
nothing to do with location services on your
No.
map, on your
Nope.
phone. Okay.
Nope, but great question. Great question. I like that one. All right. So how are we doing on time? What time is supposed to be done? Okay, we're doing good. All right. So we've talked about all the stuff. Let's see. We still need to talk about AI, which is going to be really fun because I've got some fun pictures. But before that, we're going to do a joy break. And we are going to look at the waivers. I am going to make sure that you get this in my email as well. But we're going to go ahead and share this. So you all got an email. Hopefully you all got an email from Joy that was about the new registration form. And so here is the new registration form. We are asking everyone to re-register. Even if you've been at the Joy Center in person and filled out a piece of paper, we're at a new center. We're now at the Monroe County Plantation Key Community Center, and each person must have a waiver for the year. And they want your information so that they can contact you, keep in touch, those kinds of things. Please do this. This helps Joy in so many ways. One way we're going to talk about is that if you are, let me stop the share a minute. So as a nonprofit, one of the ways that we as Joy got to this point in time was a lot of hard work over the last 7 years of partnering with the county to have a space as beautiful as they are. And so even for those of you who are just remote and just have joined us here because we met somewhere, please register with Joy, because it shows that Joy makes an impact. It shows that, you know, if 100 people go to Joy in a day and only 2 are registered, they can only say that they've affected 2 people. If 100 people are registered, they can say, we have 100 members. Look at the impact we're having. That helps with grants. That helps with showing the county that Joy matters. So please, please, please make sure that you take the time to fill out these forms. And they're super simple. They are just a Google form. And we're going to look at this one real quick. So this one, it wants your email address, first name, last name, nickname if you want, your birth date, month and day only, phone number. Don't put those hyphens in, just your phone number, your address. Where are you? Because that shows where is our base? How are we helping people? Name of emergency contact. And you think, well, I just joined online. Well, you know what? You just joined online and we can still help you. If you're in this class and you have an emergency and you're by yourself in your house, we can still help you. Okay, so make sure you do that. Who is the name and their phone number? Are you a full-time resident? Yes or no? Are you brand new to Joy, or have you been coming for a while? How did you hear about it? Then here's the waiver. Now, this really applies to just the legality. It's basically you can't sue Joy for anything. You know how waivers go. And it's a small price to pay for all the great free classes and benefits that you get. And so it's just your standard waiver. Then there's media release. Can we use your picture? If you say no, we honor that. We absolutely make sure that your face doesn't show up in places. And know that you will get Joy emails when you register. You can unsubscribe anytime. Know that if you do unsubscribe, you will have to resubscribe yourself. We can't subscribe for you. You have to resubscribe yourself by going to the website and doing it yourself. Now, there's that one. That one's critical that you get that done. The next one is, let me go back, pull it up, is the other very important form, which really helps them. This is the RSVP form. The RSVP form lets them know who's coming. And let me go ahead and share this. And reserves your spot, lets them know, okay, we need to plan for 100 people today. We need to plan for 10 people today. It makes a big difference. It really helps Maria with her job. Note that we have, yay, Tuesday classes and Wednesday classes, thanks to a grant from Ocean Reef Community Foundation and the Islamorada Village of Islands to allow us to add an additional programming day. And we also have new classes here as well. So it helps them plan, you know, how many chairs do we need? Oh, we're going to have 50 people in such and such a class. We better go get some more chairs. Just think about, you know, nobody's going to say you can't come in, but it really helps us to know that you're coming. And it's just a nice thing to do. Amy.
Are these both on the last email from Joy?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct, Maria?
Correct. I sent out an email blast at the beginning, and they will be in the newsletter every week. Okay?
Every week for now on. Yeah. But I'm also going to put those two links in my letter today.
Great.
To you all.
Thank you.
So you'll have it multiple ways.
Count on 100%
RSVP
of
one is
success.
one. The RSVP one is one that hopefully you keep up with. So, you know, that's a weekly thing. Sorry. But it does help. Terry, what were you saying?
I was saying that you're, it's really good. You just find the place or know where it is. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I
All
got
right.
extra.
So those are both very helpful to do. All right. The last thing that we're going to take a look at and have some fun with today is AI. So this is hard. This is hard stuff. First thing we're going to talk about is why. I had a conversation with somebody who didn't show up today. They said they were going to show up, but they didn't. They said, well, I don't need to know that stuff. They had seen what it was going to be, what the topic was going to be about. And they said, well, I don't need to know that stuff. You never know what you're going to learn in a class, right? Some snippet of information that somebody else says is like, oh, wow, okay, I didn't know that. I learned from you all as well. So I find when I talk to people out in the community and I try and describe you all to them, because I say, oh, I teach a class for that. It's free. You can come join us. And then they go, oh, I need that. And then they walk away. And I go, you have no idea how smart my students are. They're so amazing. They already know everything. And it's not because, yeah, you do. Amy, you're shaking your head, but you teach other people stuff because you've just been hanging out, and it's like an osmosis kind of thing, right? It's like it's a cumulative effect because you think in a different way when you train your brain in a different way, which is so good for, aging brains. When we put new information in, whether we think it's relevant to our lives or not, it helps keep those synapses firing, right? In a flexible way versus neuroplasticity, which can harden, right? The neurons actually, this is science now, the connections actually harden. And so information doesn't go as quickly. So it's just like doing a stretch class or doing a dance class or walking, swimming, all of the things that we exercise our body, exercising our brains is even more important now because we can still do that, right? Amy, were you going to say something? I see your
No.
face.
Thank you. You're right. I mean,
You're gonna argue
I
with
hate it.
me.
You're always right, but you're right. And
Sorry, I'm not, but it's
no,
true.
that's
True.
correct. And then we can all help somebody else.
Exactly. You can. So somebody said to me, why do I need to know whether or not something is real or AI? Can anybody think of a reason why you might want to know? Terry.
They might take your image. At first, you might see somebody walking down the street or online. They completely take your image. And I've seen it a couple times on Facebook with both my husband, both John and myself, that somebody, usually one of our sons or daughter-in-laws, says, did you see that you were asked as a friend, you know, or people send me big announcements. I was asked to be a friend on Facebook that I've been friends with since Facebook. And there's just so many things attached to that.
There are.
That's
There's a
just think
lot
of it as like
attached.
a circle of doom.
Yeah. What else? Why else would you personally, would it be helpful for you to be able to discern between real and AI? Because it's all around us now. It's everywhere. And the more you train your eye to look for something, the better you get at it. And the more useful that is to you. Let's use a real physical example. I'm gonna rag on my husband because he's not here. He can't see things that don't move. And I will tell you from the research that I did when I was in grad school, it's a real thing. It's a gender thing. Now, everybody is on the gender spectrum in terms of, you know, yes, there are, don't take offense, Jerry. There are men who can see stationary objects, and there are women who can see things that move. But evolutionarily, what has been discovered is that if we go back to hunter-gatherer, and this is a real interesting thing, but when I learned it from a neurosurgeon and researcher, I was like, oh, okay. So in those societies, the jobs were very defined. The men went out and hunted, right? Their job was number one, and light bulbs are going to go off all over all the ladies' heads. Their jobs were to find game and bring it back so that the group could eat, right? Their job was to not talk. It's well known how many words a day women use and how many words a day men use. That's like a fact. And it's an evolutionary fact because if you're in the field yakking to each other, you're going to scare all the prey away. Now, it's interesting, Andy, that we haven't evolved all that far from that in terms of our verbal communication. I mean, I don't remember the numbers, but you can Google it of how many average words a day a man uses versus how many a woman uses. Andy knows it. and it's because of that need. Now, women, their job was to gather things, right? Berries, nuts, things that were stationary, plant-based things to eat, and raise the children. So they had to talk a lot. One, because they didn't have to be quiet. Two, because the children needed verbal skills. And so that was part of their job, was talk, and see things that didn't move. A nut, a raspberry, or whatever you're going to eat in the field isn't moving if you're a gatherer. And so seeing things that are stationary is a very important skill, and women are better at it. Now, like I said, doesn't mean that we don't have coloration in all of those ways. There are women who, you know, are really can see things that move fast and can catch on. There are women who don't talk a lot, and likewise with men, and we're all somewhere on that spectrum. Men have to see things that move, and they have to be able to throw a spear at it and get it, down it, and bring that thing home. That takes a neural connection that evolved over time. Okay, Carlene.
Yeah, I would just wanted to verify. Yeah, my husband can't see something that's sitting in front of him, but he talks way more. You just ask anyone. He can talk me under the table. I mean, I always say, cut to the chase, he's very wordy, very wordy.
Yeah, and so
Grandparents-
that is true. My husband hates to talk and can't see anything stationary. I did an experiment, took one of his dirty socks that he dropped on the stairway. It was a gray carpeted dark gray carpeted stairway, white sock. It was on the landing. It was, and there's a light on the landing. I let it sit for a week, nearly killed me, but I let it sit for a week. He never saw it. At the end of the week, I said, "Oh my God, I picked up your sock." And he goes, "What sock?" I'm like, "You're kidding me, right? You're really playing with me now." He goes, "I have no idea what you're talking about." Total had no idea. This is a stairway he goes up and down every day when he was going to work. He would go down, go to get his car, and drive off. Come in, park his car, walk up the stairway every day, a solid week, twice a day. Did not see, and the TV was down there. So after dinner, we'd go down, watch TV. He never saw the sock. Okay, didn't see it. So the things we train ourselves for, we get better at. That was the whole point of that. I'm very good at seeing things, finding lost things, because I'm good at seeing what doesn't move, right? We can train ourselves to do better at these things. So understanding what's real and what's not real is a good adult skill, and we should all practice it. So we're going to look at these pictures, and we're going to vote on what's real or not. Okay. Is this celebrity photo shoot real or AI? Take a look. And then it has a choice to vote.
It's AI.
Okay, Terry says AI. Anybody else want to weigh in?
I think AI also.
Okay.
Why his arm is right in the.
AI.
Okay. So I heard
It's his
Terry
arm.
say his arm. One of the key things is looking at hands. AI does not do hands well
See
at
that one
all.
right there?
And also edges of things. So
Right.
she's saying, the majority, I think, of the group is saying that this is AI. So we're going to say AI. Oh, nope, it's real.
Oh, no, looks like his arm.
It's real.
Those
Okay.
guys are pretty cute.
I know, that was distracting, very distracting. There's the full shot. Okay, how about this one?
Hmm.
Real or not?
No.
I say no on this one.
Yeah, I don't see her right hand, or I guess it's there.
Yeah, you've got an arm here, but not a hand here. And I don't know what child would put their hand out with their pinky bent back. That's a
Right.
weird, that's weird.
Right.
So there's not enough fingers on that hand. So I'm going to go with that, simply looking at the hands, and we're going to say AI. And it says, yes,
Yep.
this is an AI generated image.
Huh. For
And
what? The hand.
there we go. The hand and the hand. Very good
Mhm.
call on that one, Amy. All right, let's look at this one. World leaders. Now we're all looking at hands.
Fake things, fake news.
Why?
Why do
What do you
they
think?
always have fake news?
Were they ever together at the same time? A funeral or something?
All right, who's the guy next to Biden? Who's
I don't
this?
know.
I don't
This
know,
is
but one of his,
Macron, right?
yeah, the
Is this
middle
Mac-
guy's hand is not right. The left hand is not right.
Yeah, I was thinking this didn't look right.
Yeah.
Yep,
I don't know who the other guys are though. So real or fake?
fake.
Or no, he's Macron. Macron. It's Macron. Denise says.
We're
Real.
wrong. This is real.
Oh, boy. Not doing too
G7
good.
summit.
Yeah. Yay, Denise. She's
Yep. Good job. All right. How about this nice interior? Oftentimes we'll see pictures and it'll be like, oh, that's pretty cool. So this has
I
a
think
lot
it's
of
real.
detail.
very French.
I think it's real.
Think it's real?
I think it's real also, and I want that bathroom.
Yeah,
Pretty cool, huh?
but
Pretty
who
cool.
would, if it were
That'd be
fake,
nice at
would you,
Lisa's house. It'd
you
be
would
very
do a
fresh.
towel better. You would do a towel.
Okay, good, good.
Well, that's funny.
My question is, I guess this is just a staging thing because it's a shower and there is no curtain anywhere. Water is going to go
Oh.
everywhere here.
Wow, good call, Betsy.
Yeah, so, but it could be just, you know,
That
staging.
doesn't mean it's not real photo.
When there's no rod even.
There's
Well,
no
maybe
rod,
they're
there's
on
nothing
the
to
other
hold it
side.
up.
We
But
don't
they're
see it
just
on the other
showing
side.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to say. But
Don't
They
the
go
with
angles
our
look
heads up
weird
there.
too? The angles of the ceiling and the floor, doesn't it look
okay,
weird?
yeah.
No, no,
It
it's
seems like an
3D.
interesting place for a light. Why would you put a light so close to the wall? Wouldn't you put it more? I don't know, maybe it just shines down
It's
here.
gonna be
I don't know.
real.
You're gonna say real? All right, we're gonna go with real this time. The first
I
call,
don't
Jackie
think
said
so.
real, so we're gonna say not
No,
AI.
I didn't. Yeah.
Oh, you said
Oh, no,
okay.
you're
it's-
right. You're right.
It's AI also.
Oh,
Rustic
boy.
bathroom
Yeah.
made by AI.
Uh-huh.
Tell signs they are fake. It says there are often design elements that defy logic. Shower head in place where it would be impossible to use.
There you go.
A
Good
tub
call.
faucet that seems to double as a telephone. Oh, we missed that.
Oh,
I
man,
saw
go
that,
back.
but I've seen that faucet.
Where is it?
Oh, but I thought that was,
I just thought that's the way they hung the
Shower.
faucet, I mean, the shower thing over.
Yeah.
That
thought it was a
that is
handheld
bizarre.
shower.
That is bizarre. All right.
Betsy,
All right. Yeah.
Betsy, I have a question. Can you
Yep.
bring this into the real world and give us an example of why it is important, other than a game and fun?
Yeah,
Why is
yeah.
can you give an example of why it would be important to be able to distinguish the two?
You can turn the volume down.
Absolutely.
question.
So in this particular one, I'm gonna hop on and tell on my mother-in-law. She's a dear, dear woman, love her to death. By the way, make sure you like and follow the Joy Facebook page.
Oh, it's
But
9:50.
yeah.
we're gonna go to my mother-in-law who cannot tell the difference between real and fake at all and is constantly posting things. So she posts lovely images. Like I said, she's always putting art, she's always putting nice things, but almost once a day she puts up something that she thinks is real and hang on. Oh, she does it fairly frequently. Sorry, I'm just going to scan a minute. And here's the thing, she has lots and lots of followers. I'm looking for a
No.
specific picture. And she will post things that look like a photograph.
Right.
Okay, well, this one's real. I'm
We
pretty
had
sure.
our roof put in 2010.
But she will, so for instance, she'll
Wow,
put in
who's that?
something gorgeous daylilies. It's not a photo she took. Yes, this is real daylilies, but she'll put in other flowers and she'll say, "Oh, isn't this amazing? I haven't seen a flower like this before," with no indication of like, "Wow, isn't AI cool?" or "Isn't this an amazing bit of art?" kind of thing. She pretends it's a real flower and people who follow her think they're real flowers. Fairly harmless thing. Okay, she hasn't done one in a while. But she's a voice of authority for some folks. And so, you know, if you're a voice of authority, you should say, this is not real. You know, you should acknowledge this is art. You should acknowledge, because while she's showing flowers and she's showing pretty things, she's shown a picture multiple times of a baby peacock. It's not. It's an AI generated image that's been around and around and around. Harmless little bit of information. Oh, isn't that cute? A baby peacock doesn't look anything. It looks like you would take a peacock and just shrink it down with all of its full colors. It's not what a baby peacock looks like, but she's saying it is harmless. What if she's doing that with things that matter to folks? Like, did you, and we come across it all the time. You'll see something where it says, did you know that Governor DeSantis is taking the driving license of anyone over 75, and you can no longer drive in the state of Florida? What if she posts that?
No.
Well,
You know, what if she posts that on her Facebook page and she lived in Florida? She doesn't, but you know, so people, she already has people that know and love her because she does lots of beautiful things. Now she's become a voice of authority, and so they trust her. And so now she said something truly insane, like nobody over 75 can drive in Florida anymore because they want to make, I'm just making this up, so calm yourself, because it'll make the roads safer because there'll be less accidents because people will have better reaction times because just all those young speedsters from Miami coming down, on and on and on. You can make
Yeah,
up
there
a
won't
whole,
be anybody on the road either.
and there won't be anybody on the road. You know, so you can make up a whole story with AI, because AI not only is images, but, and you could, you know, you can make a video of Ron DeSantis saying this. You can make an audio of Ron DeSantis
That's why
saying
you
this.
can't trust
You
him.
can, with AI, you can create all of these things. And so now we don't get to trust each other anymore, you know, so that would be a really good reason why, Denise. And thank you for that question, because it is important right now. Yes, it's a fun game. But you know, what if you are buying a house and you see this in the online pictures, and you go, oh, cool bathroom. Well, the bathroom isn't anything like that. And you get to the house and it's all fake, you know? Oh, this is fun. Okay. Real or fake?
Real.
He's scary.
Real.
I know. I'm thinking those poor babies. We're going to say not AI. And that is true. That is a
Scary.
true image. Those kids, they're going to have
that's his
tattoos
father.
by the time they're 5. His twin boys. All right. How about this one?
Oh my gosh.
Fake.
I'm going to say fake. This kid has 3 fingers here. That hand's weird. How many fingers does this kid have?
3.
Yeah. No, this 1,
4.
2, 3, 4, 5, and it's not a thumb yet, I think. I think that kid's a 6 finger. So I'm going to say AI. Yep, 100%. So when we take something like this, this is how, what? This obviously looks fake. The Rock. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
it's
say not
probably-
AI. Nope, that was fake. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Oh, the badge. That's what they were saying, was look at the badge right here. The badge was fake. And then let's look at the last one. I'm gonna say this is real.
It is.
Yep, it's real. Okay, so you know, that military one is a prime example of how people are getting scammed. They're called romance scams, and people are posing as military men, preying on older single women. Very easy to determine if somebody's a widow. Preying on them, befriending them. Not the people in my class. I'm just going to say my people are way too smart, but it is a $1 million industry of creating a relationship, a long-term relationship with somebody. And it starts with a Facebook image. You think, not you, obviously, but the victims think they're talking to a doctor. They think they're talking to a military doctor. They're thinking, because they've created this whole persona that is fake. So that's another reason why far better for all of us to get used to determining, is this real or isn't this real? And if we look at it like a game rather than it's exhausting, and the stakes aren't that high because we're already too smart for it, then it's not that stressful. Because I know that the folks in this room already are too smart for that. Guys, we are out of time, way out of time. We went way over. All the people that went to yoga had to go to yoga. Yoga's getting ready to start, and I need to stop. So Have a great week. I will be sending you resources later today. Send questions. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. Send me some suggestions.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Betsy.
Have a
All
great
right.
day.
See.
Bye.